There's a pattern we need to talk about. Right now, protests are spreading across the US. ICE raids, National Guard in the streets, chaos growing by the day. And you might feel like it's all spontaneous, like it's just happening, but some of this is by design. It's part of a long, cold strategy. And unless we understand that, we might walk right into the trap. Let me take you back for a second. Germany, 1930s. The SR, Hitler's street militia, didn't just randomly clash with their enemies. They provoked them. They wanted violence. They staged street fights with communists and leftists because those fights gave Hitler a narrative. Look at the chaos, only I can restore order. Today in America, the strategy is different in form, but not in function. ICE is provoking communities, fear, trauma, disruption, and when people finally react, the response is filmed, labeled as insurrection, and used to justify crackdown. You need to understand the tools they're preparing. The Insurrection Act allows the president to deploy military forces inside the US in case of major unrest or rebellion, even against the will of local governments. And Trump has already hinted at this. He publicly accused California Governor Gavin Newsom of being unable to control the chaos. That's not just political theater, that's setting the stage. That's how you justify taking over states you don't control. And beyond that, there's martial law, full military control, courts suspended, civil rights paused, no protest, no press freedom, no normal life. It's rare, but not impossible, especially under a man like Trump surrounded by people who openly admire autocracy. Let's talk about how this plays out in the public mind. There's a massive difference between the two kinds of footage. One, protesters standing peacefully and being attacked by police or military. That creates sympathy, solidarity, and national outrage. Second, protesters attacking officers, destroying property, setting fires. That creates fear, division, and justification for repression. One image builds movements. The other gives Trump everything he needs. I'm not saying don't protest. I'm saying way more people need to protest on the streets against the atrocities of the Trump regime, but they need to be as peaceful as humanly possible. I know it's tempting. I know it feels good to release the anger, but for Trump's side, broken windows and injured officers are just a few expendable pawns. For our side, our freedom is on the line. That moment of satisfaction when something burns is temporary, but the backlash will be permanent, and it will fall hardest on the most vulnerable. Your enemies have a plan, a detailed one, carefully followed for years. You need a plan too. If you just react emotionally, they win. If you create chaos, they will seize control. That's what Trump wants. That's always what he wanted. As long as people can protest, there is hope. Because when Hitler declared martial law and took total control, there were no protests anymore. Anyone who tried vanished. There were no mass uprisings, no marches, no hashtags, just silence, fear, and death. That's why these peaceful protests matter. They're not born of chaos or despair. They are discipline, solidarity, humanity. They show that we still believe in something better, that we don't need violence to be strong, that we don't need to burn things to be heard. Don't let them bait you. Don't give them the footage they want. Don't let them turn your anger into their excuse. Keep the pressure on Trump, on ICE, on Musk, on Peter Thiel, on the Heritage Foundation, on every Republican enabling this system. But while you do it, stay as peaceful as humanly possible. Peace is not weakness. Peace is the strategy.